Hello! It is time for a new heroic race with the brand new High Grotto dragon. So, this is a regular heroic race, so it's not like a marathon or anything like that. It is a heroic race where you can get your hands on this dream primary heroic dragon. And now the way that you can get this heroic dragon is either by getting to lap 15, which will guarantee the dragon, or you can come first in your ranking list, but you have to reach at least lap 5. So we will go through the guides for this in a moment. And just so you know, yes, it is very similar to the Rcae race because we do have 500 orbs and 200 orbs available on lap 18 and lap 16 respectively. But on top of us getting this new heroic race today, I'm not sure if this is open for absolutely everyone yet, but I now have the leaderboard beta as part of the game. So you can just go into your collections and then you can click the leaderboard section and you will see that we have this new ranking list. And in this, it shows you what rewards you get. And this time around, there is the reward of Reindeer Dragon and also XL Food Box and also Leaders Emblems. So there's that. And, you know, we've got different qualities of chest based on how you rank, but you need to get at least 2,000 points to qualify. But the missions that I've got right here are complete a node in the heroic race. That's going to be super easy early on. We have play the Wizard's Hollow, and we have watch a Dragon TV video, which is also another very, very easy one. So we will try and get as many points as we can. The other new thing that we have today on top is the new leaderboard and also Secrets in Paradise collection. So if you click this, it will show you the upcoming events. So we've got a maze event coming up, we've got the heroic race, and of course we have fog event coming in a couple of days with a new dragon as well. But fog events, you're going to need a guide for that, so pay attention. And we do have these special gecko items. So we've got heroic orbs available in these chests, and you can get up to times 100 just from getting a single paradise heart. And as it says, you can get these in Event Islands and Dragon TV. We have the Golden Geckos, where you can get a free dragon and some free jokers. We've got the second collection where you get some more jokers and perks. We have this one with Phoenix, Mythical, and Heroic Jorbs, I mean. And then the final one, which this has been doable the last few events. I don't know if it'll be doable for this one as of yet, but you can get orbs for Gecko Bolt, which is the fog dragon. You can get jokers, and you can get up to 640 orbs of High Grotto. This chest previously is the way, and it's how I've done it multiple times, gotten a E5 race heroic without having to do any trading. So this may be doable. We'll have to see how it is over the span of the events, but the last few have been doable free to play but you have to really hard grind them. But anyway, be aware that that is there. The other thing with the special new leaders emblems, we have this collection and there is the mythical skill skin available for this new dragon. And so it goes through what the skill boosts are, 25% more life points. So it's going to be like reminds me of Deadlocked really, but you do have a skill skin if you manage to get 170 of them. If you get 160, you get 170 orbs of Leader Bliss. You can get 150 there, 100, 160, 60. And at 45, you just unlock the dragon. So anything beyond 45, you're just getting either free empowerment orbs or you're getting the skill skin. But very, very cool dragon. I really like the baby form of Leader Bliss. And the skill at the moment is Blistonia, which is damages higher when the user's HP is low. So it is basically just Myth Marvelous, actually, in that sense. But I would say a much better looking version of Myth Marvelous. But anyway, skis. That is all the main additional stuff that you should probably be aware of today. We need to go and head straight into this heroic race. We've already got someone moving. So as this is a regular heroic race, it will be the same as always. I'm going to show you from literally lap 1 what you should do. So if you've ever got a feeding quest, place a level 1 Terror Dragon egg into a habitat, then just feed him up. There you go. You'll see the beetles come up in front of your screen. And there we go, this one's cleared. I'm going to leave him there for now because he's a low level. Next one is collecting gold, which is pretty easy. You see the gold symbol, click it. The best way to do this if you're a brand new player is place down as many terror habitats, level 1 terror habitats as you can. Fill them with terror dragons or any sort of dragon that has the terror element, and then just keep collecting, but only collect when you see the gold symbol. Don't collect if you don't see the gold symbol, it is not as efficient. So that one is done. Next we have collecting food. Now, collecting food can be a very annoying one, but the main thing to remember is that you should always be using the bluebell bouquets if you want to never ever have to wait on your farm. So you see I've popped in a few of the 1-day interstellar fruits, but if you're going to be hard grinding, best way to avoid you ever getting stuck is to make sure that you pop in the shortest bluebell bouquets if you're in an alliance, or just bluebell flowers. Pop them in, they're cheap and they finish very, very quickly. So that is what I would recommend for these. And so we did get our items from that. So then we can move on to, again, a feeding quest. So again, we come back to our Terra Dragon, we feed him up. Num 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 num, tasty beetles. Give me those tasty beetles, Terra Dragon. And then once he gets to about level 20-ish, I'm going to sell him and then we can hatch a new Terra Dragon. We come back, there's 1 item remaining, and that's because there is a cooldown timer and a max amount of items that you can get at once. Just because we are very early on and I want to continue, I'm going to skip this one. But usually you would just wait whatever the cooldown time is, which, if you want to know what the pools are and what the cooldown timers are, make sure you use ditlep or deatlist, because they do go through this. So for instance, if we're on lap 1, all that you have to do is scroll down, go to lap 1 node 4, and it would be a 5-minute wait timer. So it's not a long time to wait, but just because I'm here with you, I'm going to skip it. There we go, we get our boosted leaderboard points. Lovely. Next one we've got is battles, and as soon as you see the battle ones, go ahead, do your battles straight away. Whatever dragon it may be, I just throw in my first one just because I'm lazy and I don't want to worry about popping any other dragons in and failing. And then you'll see that instantly we're going to get a 15-minute timer. So the most optimal way to spend your gems in these events is to skip battle timers. This one's a very short one, so normally I would recommend waiting the whole 15 minutes, but you'll see that there are 3 different costs. It says 4 gems to skip here, finish node is 3 gems to skip, and if you go into this battle, it is 2 gems to skip. So if you are just going to skip this to like make some instant progress like I'm about to, you would do the cheapest one, which is to skip inside the actual battle itself. So that is what you would do. Then you finish off the second battle, go ahead, easy clap. Again, the shorter timers, I'd normally recommend waiting for those. The only reason I'm doing it is because you're here with me live right now, but I would normally wait the 15 minutes. But sometimes we'll run into battle timers that are like hours long, like 6 hours long, and those you can skip for just like 2 to 3 gems. Those are worth it. So next one, we've got feeding again, I should say. So again, we get egg, gold, place a Terra Dragon, or any level 1 dragon that you've got. So easiest way to find this if you've got lots of dragons is just to go into your codex and then just order by level ascending, go to a level 1 dragon, feed it up. That's what you can do if you want to actually make some progress on existing dragons instead of just random Terra Dragons, but you know, I'll take them to like 20 just because then we can use them in rescues. There you go, there's my lovely mirror dragon Nessie. So then that one should be done. We've got the next one, which is getting items by collecting food and getting items by collecting gold. So again, we're going to regrow all of our bluebell bouquets and the gold. This is why during heroic races, I highly recommend against using speedy and greedy. That's if you know there may be another gold collection coming up or anything like that. So make sure you don't use speedy and greedy if you know that there's the potential for that to come up. But that's all of our gold collected. Now we just need to collect the food. And the food, it only has a 10% chance of dropping the food that you want. So please remember that when you are going through and collecting these. The only exception to this rule is, which one's the one with, there we go. We've got one that's a bit too expensive because I'm not collecting my gold currently. Let's throw that one in and now we can afford it. But the exception to this with the 10% on the drops, it's the same for hatching and breeding as well. Again, it's only 10% per item collect when you're trying to get the items for this. But if you're going to be, say, asleep or you're going to be at AFK for 12 hours-ish, then you can put the 12-hour food in and you will be... I'm not sure. I think it is guaranteed with the 12-hour food or very close to it. But you can do that before you sleep and then you won't have to faff for like one set of food collecting. The only problem is after that, make sure that you pop in the shortest time of food afterwards. Otherwise, you may end up screwing yourself over and having to wait another 12 hours for the next food collect. And trust me, when you're playing these events, the worst possible thing that you can do is get to a point where you are waiting on timers unnecessarily. That's why you always want to get the shortest food timers so that you can come back like I am right now, waiting for them to come back, collect again, until you finish off all of the item collects that you can do. So this is the most optimal way to do it for food collecting. It is very annoying, I know. And what I would say is when you are doing food collecting or any quest in general is you always check on Ditlep or Deatlist if there is a pool available or open on that particular node. So if we go back to Ditlep, let's go to lap 2 node 2 and you'll see that there is minimum time. This is the one that you need to pay attention to mainly. There is no minimum timer, and that means that we can just keep collecting items until it finishes. So like we need to get 6 items, there is no cooldown, so we just keep collecting from our farms until we get the last 2 items that we need. There we go, we got it. Now we move on to the next one, which is winning league battles. League battles, they are incredibly easy for someone such as myself because I've got dragons that are way above level 40 and the league opponents cap out at level 40. Now, if you are someone that really struggles with your league battles and you literally cannot do them, the only advice in that case is that you just need to get higher level dragons. So you need to get your dragons empowered, leveled up, so that you can beat any level 40 dragon in the game. You'll see that these enemies, they're not like HVIPs, the ones that I'm facing in this current battle, but they are E5 level 40s. And you will run into E5 level 40s pretty much every single battle at my player level of 113. But they can't go beyond that. So that's how easy the battles are for me. I can just auto-play them, and that is my league battles done. I did do a guide on how to get a league team active and running very quickly. I may do an updated version soon, but in terms of leagues, you just need to get better dragons. If you literally cannot do the battles whatsoever, instead of spending any gems on skipping the regular battle timers, you can use your gems to skip your league battles, but it will be incredibly expensive, so I don't really recommend doing that. My recommendation would be get better dragons as soon as you can, even if you have to do some crazy means like lots of rescues in one day or whatever it may be, but just get some better dragons quickly. So now, we've got lap 2 node 4, which again is the same quest, and again I would open up the website, check if we've got a pool timer, and you'll see that we've got collect food on a 20-minute timer, just under, and then same with the battle. It's going to be another 20-minute wait on the battle. Well, it's 15 minutes actually, that was slightly off, but, you know, we'll take it as it is. 15-minute wait timer, and then that means that we will have to wait at least 20 minutes, so as long as we have collected on this pool, because you'll see the pool is of 6, there's 7 total items, so as long as we collect 1 item, doesn't matter whether we collect it straight away or we collect it everything at once, then as long as we wait 20 minutes, we will get another item spawning in 20 minutes. So what I mean by that is, what you could do is you could just collect food until you get 1 out of 7. Then you could take a 20-minute break, come back, and then collect the 6 other items at once, because then the extra item will have spawned in. Or you can collect 6 food items straight away, which is what I would usually always recommend. Just collect it straight away, get it out of the way if you can, and then you come back in 20 minutes and you get the final item. The reason I do this is mainly because I find it easier to not have to open up the game as much, and plus, apparently, if you've got an open timer, like in this case 5 out of 7, and the 20-minute timer starts and you collect an item, it will start or restart the refresh timer on the final item. Again, I've seen differing, I guess, guidance on this before, but I have had a few cases where the timers don't match Ditlep or Deatlist, and that may be the reason why, because maybe it's messing up the timers slightly. So the most reliable thing to do is just get 6 out of 7, wait the cooldown timer, come back and collect after 20 minutes. So at this stage, rather than spending any gems, that is what my recommendation would be. So we've got a few more quests we will do in a moment. The other thing that I will mention is that in the ads, we may not have event currency yet, but we do have the special blue item that we need to get heroic orbs at number 28. So I would highly, highly recommend that you watch your ads and get this item if it is there for you, which I'm hoping it is for all of us, because otherwise, if that is not available to you and your ads are a bit funky at the moment, well, it's going to put you way behind in the Secrets in Paradise Heroic Collection, because you need this item to be able to get the collection chest. So make sure you watch your ads 100% and do not forget about them. But since we're here, let's just check. Where are we at? We're at 1,600 points right now. The nodes in the heroic race will add so many points to your total. So I do highly, highly recommend doing that as much as you possibly can. And we do have the newest Wizard's Hollow here, which I will do right now because, again, plus 100 points. And the other thing is, if one of these is Wizard's Hollow, it's just sort of baiting you into, you know, spending gems over and over and over again just to get more Wizard's Hollow plays, which I don't think sounds like the best idea ever. Because, you know, Wizard's Hollow a lot of the time is going to screw you over, and having to spend gems again and again to retry is not the best idea. But anyway, if we continue along with all of this Wizard's Hollow stuff, I'm just going to go for gems. If we get gems, we get gems. If we don't get gems, we don't. It's not the end of the world too much. This Wizard's Hollow is not great. Yes, prideful, you can use him. He can be used as a food slave, but for me, he's not really worth the anything. It's not really worth any sort of investment, so I'm going to leave that there. And then again, we come back to our leaderboard, and you'll see that it will just be replaying over and over and over again. So the main best way to get lots of points this time is going to be by doing your nodes in the heroic race, which early on especially you're going to get tons of points. Later on it will become more difficult, but this may entice people to spend a few more gems in the heroic race than usual, so be aware of that. And plus, since this heroic race is one of the good ones with all the extra orbs, you're probably going to see people going up to lap 18 quite frequently. But I do have to say, I quite like the designs of all of these chests over here, like the blue one. I really like the blue one there. But, you know, as long as we at least get enough orbs for Reindeer, I don't really care. I don't think I've got Reindeer yet, so as long as we get him, I don't really mind too much. But of course, XL Food Box and bonus leaders emblems for that other dragon would be lovely. But depends on how active our leaderboard is going to be. And you see we've got 50 people in this one. So there's going to be quite a lot of competition. We'll see how we go. Anyway, we've already got someone else scoring, but it's not like they've done anything crazy as of yet. But it's mainly going to come down to your Wizard's Hollow stuff anyway. So that is the main thing that I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to skip ahead a little bit for this heroic race. While I wait just a couple more minutes for this encounter to finish up, there is one extra thing that I did want to mention, because we do actually have a new quest for the leaderboard stuff as well, and in this you'll see that we have the Droust or Draost quest, I'm not sure how you're supposed to say it, where you can get some more leaderboard points. So in this we require, seems like no one, but in it we can take part and also get free leaderboard stuff. But I imagine that we're going to require the actual Droust dragon in a second, because usually it starts off where you don't need anything. Also, why am I not ranking up my corrupted legend again? I do this every time. I need to remember. What I need to do is I just need to put in 3 dragons that need ranking up so I don't forget and don't auto battle with the wrong dragon. But anyway, we go into this one, you'll see that we can finish that one up straight away. So going through these Droust quests, you'll see that I'm currently on stage 4 because we've done 3 already, and now it is asking for the Droust dragon. So yes, you will require him to do more of these, and so this is one of those times where I feel very glad that I just randomly already have lots of dragons, because I'm a collector. And this is one of the primary reasons why I always recommend to try and collect things if we can. Because yes, empowerment is important. Yes, you want to have high-level dragons of all different varieties and lots of perks, blah, blah, blah. But when you randomly get quests that require random dragons, it is just good to have them before the quests even begin. And so this is why I'm glad to have lots of random dragons personally. But we've got Droust here, there's 150. Again, we've got another Droust quest. So a lot of bonus leaderboard points for basically just, you know, having a random dragon. So I'm going to enjoy getting my bonus points from this. We will try and get some rank ups on our dragons as well on the way through, of course. But I guess after this quest, we should probably go back to our heroic race and make sure that we are staying on top of our questies as well. But of course, with heroic race being on, it's going to be the main focus, and it's going to be the main thing that I will say. Yes, I do recommend that you try and do as well as you can, get the dragon, get as many upgrades as you can, and also get as many leaderboard points as you can to get that new dragon as well. But now we have the first really annoying quest, which is feeding dragons, which is nice and easy, but then we've got the breeding quests. And so breeding quests are arguably some of the most annoying, mainly because just like with the food section, there is only a 10% chance of your breed being successful. The exception to this being if you've got a timer over about 8 hours, then you are guaranteed the item. But generally, the best thing to do is use 2 non-empowered Terra Dragons in two of your breeding dens that are next to your hatchery. You can also use double Terra as long as it's not empowered, and you just throw them in. And that is what we do. So you can place these and then feed them up if you need them as part of the other quest. If not, you are just going to sit here selling, rebreeding over and over and over again until you get the event items that you need. And so this is going to be the same thing for both breeding and hatching, as it always is. It's also the same with the runner event quests as well. So you are not safe in runner, you are not safe in this event. You will always have these annoying breed quests no matter where you are. And so because of this, you can do this with only 1 open hatchery slot, but I really don't recommend it, because even if you've got 2 open hatchery slots and 2 open breeding dens, this can take forever. So I would highly recommend having as many open hatchery and breeding slots as you possibly can to make this as easy as possible. So I'm just going to sell these eggs, redo it over and over until we get at least 1 breeding item, which we did. And then I do have a breed that's ready over here. And so I could, in theory, throw that over and get the second breeding item. But it's probably not a good idea for us to do that and clog our hatchery more than it already is a bit clogged. They'll be all ready in not very long, like a few more hours. And if we get skips, even less. But I would rather just not mess with that too much. And so again, we can come back and just double check that in lap 2 node 5, we don't have any wait timers, which we shouldn't, but apart from the feeding bit, but the breeding section, we have no wait time, so we can just go for that second breed item, which we got straight away, which is nice and tasty. That is what I like to see. So that is what you should expect. Again, I'm going to spend 2 just because I'm here with you right now. Normally, I would wait that timer for the next items. We get a free Mozart Dragon, that's nice, and we continue on for the next set of quests. So the heroic race, as you see, is very repetitive. It is a lot of doing the exact same thing over and over and over and over again, about a bajillion times, but you should get used to it, and as long as you're following the Ditlep website, you'll probably be fine. So it's a little while later, we're at lap 4 now. I'm going to keep grinding, doing these food quests, doing the battles. It's all the same, just follow the guides online and, you know, good luck with your leaderboards and everything else that is going on. I guess before I leave you today, we should get our new Redemption Wolf hatched, who is the boy that we hatched from the Redemption egg from the recent collection. And just in case you were wondering, yes, I've got the wonderful, beautiful girl. There she is in the flesh. Ah, she's wonderful. Yes, I spent 99 gems on it. Don't judge me. Anyway, there is her, there is little Redemption Wolf, and also from all the things we've been collecting, we do have a few rewards here, so let's just pick up these things, see what we get. I think we've got a couple of like these mini chests that we can open up, and then I think we've also got the quantum chest as well. Do we get gems? 10 gems! I'll take it. That is actually pretty good. And then, oh, it's disappeared again. It's gone missing. We'll just have to reopen it. It does that all the time now. And then if we claim the reward on this one could be good. Please give me ghost orbs, please. Or phasing. It's not quite quantum ghost or quantum phasing orbs. In fact, that's much worse. My drops so far have been pretty bad. I mean, I did get a times 100 for gravity, and then another, I think it was 20 drop or something like that, but the drops on the quantum chests have not been too hot so far, but we will keep collecting them nonetheless and hoping and praying for something nice. I'm currently sitting at 3,800 points as of right now, but of course the more nodes that we do and the rest of the quests, we'll get more and more and more stacked up. So we'll see how we do. I'm not sure why it says we still have a notification somewhere. Is it because I've not claimed something? I don't know, but I'm getting annoyed that it just sits there. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there for now. The Drowsed quest, I've also hit the cap of what we can do at stage 6. So if we want to get any further, we are going to have to empower our Drowsed dragon. I don't think I actually have enough orbs to do it as of right now. But of course, if we do collect any, then we can get some more. And let's have a look. I can empower him right now because we've got a lovely legendary orbs. I will decide what we want to do with that one then. I mean, at the same time, if you don't have Drowsed, he's not the hardest dragon ever to get. I mean, you see that I've got him, for instance. He is available as part of one of the collections, so if you're a collector, he's quite easy to get. If not, well, rest in peace, but you know, he is a collection main dragon, so I'm glad that we can get the bonus points there. Finally, being a collector is paying off a little, at least, but I'm going to keep grinding for now. If you need any other tips or anything, join my Discord server or send me a comment below. But all that I will say about Heroic Race is just that your final placement is going to come down to how active you are. If you're not very active, you won't do well. If you are active, you're constantly logging in and doing your quests, you will do well. And finally, with the timer skip or the booster skip, best time to use this would be on any really long battle timer nodes or on leagues if you can't do your league battles. But generally, the booster skip, I would use it on battles that are like going to be 6+ hours long potentially, or something like that. Day 1 maybe around about the 4-hour mark, but maybe around about lap 6-ish is when I'll start using them, maybe a little bit sooner depending on how I feel. But I'm going to save my spinner for one of the battle nodes anyway, just so that you know. So there's all the new stuff for today. Best of luck, and I hope that you get all of your lovely best drops out of any loot boxes you'll be opening.